Hi, I'm Dr. Lindsay, licensed clinical psychologist and former nanny of 10 years. I consult with families and nannies worldwide. You may know me as the Nanny Doctor. I consult with families in every aspect of their relationship with their nanny, everything from helping expectant moms navigate the maze of finding a nanny, to assisting in the interview process and the screening process, to facilitating the transition of a nanny into the home, as well as helping when conflict arises, and also in helping with endings, whether it's planned or unplanned.
But joining me now is Dr. Lindsay Heller, who is known as the Nanny Doctor. She is a licensed clinical psychologist and a former nanny of 10 years.
I am an objective consultant who comes in and just supports parents through this process and educates them. Well, it might be surprising to some, but it's not just about the practical family needs. The age, they're certainly important, absolutely. The ages of your children, if you're going to have somebody in the weekend or the weekday, until you reset those rules, and you need to be overtly communicative, just really open and clear, and sometimes even writing down what your needs are to reset those rules, because they might be doing something that you think is very strange, and you don't know why they're doing it, and really they're acting off of the old rules so they don't lose their job.
Dr. Heller consults nationally and abroad with families on all issues related to the nanny-family relationship.
What you're going to want to think about are your specific needs, such as, are you an outdoorsy family, you're very active, you go hiking on the weekends, or do you like to sit around and play board games and watch movies? Fees can be high for agencies. However, an agency can offer you a lot of security in that they can handle the background check, they do a lot of pre-screening beforehand, and they are professionals in this business. However, you can go through the internet and do some other things. The important piece is getting them checked out. Check out the resumes, whether you get them through the internet or you get them from the agency. What you're going to want to do is screen those first and foremost. After that, you're going to place a call to the candidate. Don't do an interview over the phone, but just sort of, get the feel for them. And then following that, you're going to want to do some personal reference checks. And I would even go so far as to say go for a third-party reference, which is when you talk to maybe a former employer of that nanny and you find out if there's any other adults maybe at a party, a birthday party or anything that were around this nanny who could also speak to this nanny's abilities. Communication is key. Good communication, being open when there's a conflict, really discussing that. Benefits are also, if you offer them things in addition to medical, dental, or vision, if you offer them things such as use of a car or a cell phone or trips or something, people are going to stay around a lot longer. Some of the most important questions you can ask, first of all, you're going to really want to know about safety. So you're going to want to know you might want to ask them a question about, in other situations, have you ever had a situation where there was an emergency? And then listen to how they responded to that. Did they contact the parents first? Did they go straight to the emergency room? Did they have that information on them to know what to do? Background check is absolutely essential. If you're going with an agency, this is going to be built in. However, you can go on the internet and look at different, different organizations that do this. They usually start about $50, and you can even pay a little bit extra to have them do the sex offender registry.
Will background checks dig up enough dirt?
Completing the nanny background check actually varies in scope and type.
Dr. Lindsay Heller helps families with nannies. She is known as the Nanny Doctor.
Well, a background check is only as good as what it does. What you need to do is have multiple layers of safety screening.
So at the thenannydoctor.com, what sort of things am I going to find there?
Well, you're going to find a lot of information on the services that we provide, all types of, like I said, consultations and things in people's homes. But also you're going to find out a lot of information about the theory that I work from, which is called attachment theory.
Attachment theory?
Mm-hmm.
What is attachment theory?
Attachment theory is a theory that sort of came to fruition around 1969 from a psychoanalyst, a British psychoanalyst named John Bowlby. And it focuses in on the essential emotional bonds that children have with their caregivers. And the goal is to maintain a caregiver and keep, and build sort of secure emotional attachment. Now, why this is so important is that there is evidence that these attachment styles end up being replicated later on in our friendships, in our romantic relationships. So these early attachments are really important. And so just firing a nanny, I see kids where there's a problem that comes up with the family, and before they even are able to even discuss it or solve the problem, they end up firing the nanny. The child wakes up the next day, and the person who might have been taking care of them since they were an infant is gone. and it can be, with just no goodbye or anything.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I didn't think about that.
So I come in and I help hopefully to maintain them long term. I give families all kinds of, like I said, tips of maintaining a nanny long term, but also just talking about the consequences of things that sometimes families don't even think about.
Well, I certainly never thought about that. Like you just said, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. The website, thenannydoctor.com, that's the site to go to find out all this information. Thenannydoctor.com. Dr. Lindsay Heller. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.